I'm the short.
Okay, so just introduce yourself and tell me where you
Okay,
work, what
are
you
we
do.
live?
We are live, then tell me how long
Okay.
you've been working in Extension.
Okay. I'm Kevin Livingston. I'm with the University of Georgia, located on the west side of Douglas County, and I've been with the Extension Service for 12 years.
Right, what kind of work do you do?
Well, I work in the urban ag, which is primarily urban forestry, community gardens, home gardens, school gardens. Work with master gardeners, master naturalists, green industry folks. Enjoy it. It's good work.
So I always say, like, what kind of advice would you give, your younger self starting out in Extension? What kind of things do you
Get started early, get a good night's rest, and get up early, and get involved earlier in my career. I started a little bit late in my career. I came from the green industry, had all kinds of jobs prior to being in with Extension, but have really enjoyed Extension. Love the diverse questions that we get on a daily basis, the challenges that come in. Boredom is not in that realm. There's always something very interesting each day. Probably the biggest challenges is trying to keep pace with the demands of the community and the powers to be. But it's been great work.
How do you keep from getting burnt out or balance your work and family life?
Well, I have a great family. I enjoy my family. I have a great extended family and a immediate family. Raised 4 children, young adults now. Had a blast doing it. Got them involved in some of the activities. I had daughters that were all involved in 4-H, and that's been a lot of fun. And I stay very active with the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, 4-H, church activities, and so I try and find that balance outside of Extension, but somehow it's all community related about helping, doing great things in the community, bringing information to the community so that they can benefit from it. So it's very good.
Do you have any stories that you think of that like kind of come up over and over again, where you think of like the story where everything went wrong and how you salvaged it, or just everything went wrong and you just let go, or everything went right and you had that aha moment where this was the perfect program and everything went awesome?
Well, I had a trip to Washington, D.C. when I was representing Georgia ANREP. It was a trip that I didn't plan out real well. It's borderline Extension. I was serving Extension in D.C. Didn't get signed up for my conference soon enough, and went to a hotel that was off-site, off the conference, and it turned out to be just one of those trips. It just was really amazing and really interesting. So the following year, I signed up very early, made sure I got my hotel, and the hotel arrangements were in where the conference was, and so it was real good. But it was quite a nightmare, to say the least. Mm-hmm. But that's just one little story.
Yeah, it's all good. He was helping me.
Okay.
And so you're an agent, but how do you wish that some specialists would work with agents? I don't know if you work with specialists much, or what you have to say.
I do. I work with a lot of specialists. I think for the most part, my experience with people that are in Extension, many of us have so many different things going on that it's very challenging to take care of everyone. And so just time, trying to manage the time to get with the folks. But the specialists that I work with have been outstanding. They do great work. I'm very impressed with the population of people that I work with. I came from the green industry. I've done a lot of other jobs as a younger person. And just the people that I meet in Extension are very passionate about what they do. They care about other folks, and I think that's really neat. And it goes all the way from the program assistant, secretary, all the way up to the state staff. People care about each other, and I think that's really awesome. Love to get my children involved, and my young adults involved in Extension, but they have other desires, but as I look at them, I say this would be a great fit for y'all. So, but
and would you have
hasn't really happened.
Would you have any advice for new specialists who are starting out and how they should work with agents or get started with agents?
Yeah, I think the key is, and it came out in some of the conference here, is to make sure that you're listening to those individuals that you're serving. To sit back and absorb some of the information that they share before you start to react Sometimes individuals are very passionate and want to react very quickly, and they want to, in some cases, tell people what they need, as opposed to absorb and listen to what they really need and to think about it a little bit and get input from other folks. Sometimes the younger folks may discard some of the things that are being presented by the older folks because of they communicate differently, and there's a lot of wisdom from years of experience. Things have changed and things may not be the same, but to take that information and put it into their decisions that they're going to make and how they're going to design the programs is real important. And I see that quite often. Folks are so passionate, as the younger folks are very passionate about something, and they go after it, and then they realize afterwards that maybe they should have stopped and paid a little more attention to what some of the other experienced people are doing. So I think a good example, when I first came on board, I was real passionate about my master gardeners were building a greenhouse, and it was really a neat thing, and I thought it was great. And we had a community garden going in, a lot of physical things. And of course, some of the more mature agents would say, "Wow, okay, that's really good." And I thought, wow, that was kind of a weak, that a boy kind of thing. And so as time went on, I realized that managing physical properties was very challenging, as opposed to walking in and doing a lecture or sharing information. And so there was a little bit of wisdom there that had I stepped back and listened to a little bit about, it's a little easier to walk into an existing greenhouse as opposed to building a greenhouse and doing all the managing and all that sort of thing. So anyway.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, enjoyed the conference. The NREP is a great organization. I've enjoyed it. I've got about 4 years of experience with them, and we're enjoying building our Georgia NREP Association. We've come a long way in the last few years. I had the opportunity to serve as president for the last 3 years. I'm past president, and so a lot of neat things going on. I'd like to see you join our NREP Association. So, and that's about it.
All right. Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much,
Yep.
Kevin.